stop to love myself. I don't know why you love me. I gonna try and love me. I just wanna have a heart worth breaking. That's all I really wanna say. I'm sorry my hands are shaking. I don't normally feel this way, but my whole life is just the chances I'm not taking. I just wanna have a heart, I just wanna have a heart, I just wanna have a heart worth breaking. I just wanna have a heart, I just wanna have a heart, I just wanna have a heart worth breaking. I just wanna have a heart, I just wanna have a heart, I just wanna have a heart worth breaking.
You are far smarter than you can ever imagine. There is no obstacle that you cannot overcome, no problem that you cannot solve, and no goal that you cannot achieve by applying your mind to your situation. Go on and
Happy Monday. Those who know.
Oh, that traffic was a bitch, wasn't it?
Traffic was.
Is that what your problem is?
Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Excuse me. Help me out.
Hi, everyone. This is the, I don't know, whatever new name she has for me this week. So, there's Miss Kiki.
You're white
how
cheddar.
about cream top?
You're a white cheddar.
White cheddar? White cheddar today.
White cheddar today.
Okay.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. Thanks for joining us.
The things that you would love to know behind the scenes before we go on the air or during a break.
If you see my face. You know it must be funny.
Yeah, if anyone's seen your face.
I got something to tell y'all, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if I should. Oh my God!
Well, then take it off, can't you?
Real Talk Uncensored. I'm Kiki. That's White Cheddar over there, and this is Tone. Good morning. Real Rip Radio Network.
Yes.
Okay. Kiki fucked up last night. I fucked up. I fucked up. Later for that.
You must
White cheddar.
Hi.
You have on the screen the Queen's.
Going to her resting place.
Queen is going to resting place. I do not have myself together this morning, y'all, and I apologize. Today is just one of them days that I really, hey.
You were just, celebrating the Cowboys win, right?
Yes.
You're overly excited, overly passionate, overly wildly, charismatic than normal. So what's up?
I just. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to get myself together. Oh my God. I'm gonna get over this. I'm gonna get past this. But anyway, white cheddar. Let's talk about some football.
Sure. I heard you did some tackling.
How about them Cowboys?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the thing. Please accept my extreme apology. White Cheddar put me on here prior to me being ready. I didn't look. He asked me if I was ready, and I said yes, and I thought I was ready, but I wasn't ready. Mm-hmm. I wasn't ready. And oh my God. Listen. Today is one of these days that
Well, let's talk about football. All right. What do you want to know?
How about them Cowboys? How about that? No. We're not gonna start with that. We're gonna wait for Tony to get here. Yeah. So listen, Prime Thursdays. Did you like it or no? I did not like Prime Thursdays. I do not.
It's surprising enough. I was here for a chit chat, 9:30 on Thursdays, and I had to use my Prime to watch it. So it was what it was. I mean, as for production value wise, I mean, it has that typical ESPN look, being there and the interviews and on field stuff, and graphic wise it looks pretty decent. Al Michaels being Al Michaels. As for the game itself, it's I thought the Chargers would do something, and then the Chargers did something. They did nothing after the second half, and they did nothing after when they had a mild lead. And I've said it before and say it again: if you have a lead on these Chiefs, these Patrick Mahomes-led Chiefs, you need to keep your foot on their necks. If you don't, they will burn you, and that's what they did.
That's what happened.
So, Chargers had everything right up until that point, and then they started. The one thing I never got was like, why are you freaking throwing? I mean, this is like you run out that clock, get that running game back, and they never did. So anywho,
I did not like. Good morning, sir. I did not like.
Yeah, sometimes get my life together.
You do not know the kind of life that I need to get to, bro. We're later for that. Did you hear me? Did you? Oh my God!
She got a story.
I got a story.
Let me put my headphones on. Tell me a story.
I got to tell you later, because they are not ready for that. I pray to God that none of you people on here know what I got to tell him. I hope nobody on here know. Oh my God!
Well, they probably do.
Good morning. Good morning.
So I don't like Prime Thursdays because I got up and I went to get myself dressed to go. I like to go to the place and to the sports bar and watch it. And of course, a lot of these places weren't ready. They did not have it set up. So that was one. Okay. Two, I did not like the optics, like Richard Sherman and all them. It kind of looked like a green screen to me, and I didn't like that.
Really?
Yeah, to me.
Green screen.
It looked like
even though they were there, it felt
somewhere else. Felt really weird.
Yeah, it felt weird. I didn't, I get used to it because I have no choice. But apparently Amazon must be paying that bag for people. Look, these football players is like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and just be a commentator for you. Just not gonna do nothing. There, people are leaving everywhere to go. Amazon must be paying.
Oh,
yeah, they are.
Well, they must be paying because Amazon taking over everything. Why are you watching this? Why is this on? You know what?
Because they're letting
I am
the
telling
rest
my
of
respects to the queen.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know my position on that. You know what I mean?
How was your weekend, sir? Because I see it. I
You see it?
Look, I looked like you until this morning, till I woke up to this horrendous shit I woke up to.
Let me tell you something. let me tell you something here. This weekend was rather interesting. It was fun. It was all jokes. Barely any sleep. Heavy rotation. You know what I mean?
Shout out to them.
Shout out to Heavy Rotation for having an amazing event. Shout out to Mad Dogs in Baltimore for their event as well. The ride down was cool. I was able to work. Had no traffic just on a Friday. There was no traffic on Saturday.
Nice.
I was like, okay, cool.
Nice.
Rode down Friday. Partied. Walked through the hog pen door and it was walked into a drink. You know what I mean? Oh boy, was the drink that. I'm like, God damn, nigga,
Can I got here? Let me get
nah, nigga.
off.
So hold on. So some of them walk around, greeting everybody. I end up by the bar. Here comes Mr. KC. Shout out to KC. Oh, it's your birthday here, nigga. Take a double. Right? Somebody else comes along and was like, here's another one. So before, in the minutes, I swear to God, within 15, 20 minutes, I done had 5 drinks.
Did you didn't have to drink all 5 though. You could have just
No, my silly ass drank all 5. Y'all over here laughing. I drank all 5, and let me tell you something. Yeah. So it was a thing. So I was like, it's all right. I can hold it like a G. I'm a G. I can hold that shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So everybody came was like, yo, Tone, you all right, bro? I'm damn nigga. I'm good. Lying like a motherfucker. I wasn't. Nope. Got on that damn bike, to ride back to the hotel. Yeah, I was on the bike. Got back on the bike to ride back to the hotel. Like, oh my God, nigga. Blew past the hotel, didn't even realize the hotel was there. It was terrible. Saturday was all right. They had the cookout Saturday. It was hot out there, but it was all right, though. We had a great time, man. Shout out to them for another successful event, hey, it is what it is. Riding back yesterday, hooked up with Invictus, rode with Invictus back. Their party was nice because they did something for Invictus, man. They had them on stage. They gave them a plaque. I love what they did.
Love
it. I'm loving how people are respecting and showing love. This is what it's about. You know what I mean? But yeah, overall, great weekend. Ball head, whole shit all year. It's not all weekend.
I thought y'all was over. I thought that was
No. Watch your mouth. It's ball head, whole shit all year. It was ball head, whole shit all year.
You let Sincere know? You let Sincere know? You gotta let Sincere know.
I gotta let Sincere. Sincere's not with the ball head crew no more. She put on her little her golden honey fucking shit. So she's not fucking with us right now.
No, that was for her baby shower for her son.
Okay.
That was a one-time Yami.
That was a one-time Yami. What was good? Was it good? I don't know. I seen pictures from it, so apparently it was good.
I didn't go. I couldn't make it. I was at work. So here's the deal,
Okay,
everybody. Here's the deal. So now I am working 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. I just came from work. I had to go in and do my program. I had to leave. I'm working 6 a to 2 p now. So I don't work overnight. This was my first weekend off.
Okay.
This is my first weekend.
So you got to reschedule. You got to reset everything up.
So with that being said, I'm at the shop when I leave here, and I'm telling you this for what reason? Why I couldn't make it to her baby shower? Because I have all evening clients now, and because I have all evenings, people couldn't come. My Saturday was packed up, and by the time I got out, I went to I gotten out. It was over. It was over. It was from 1 to 4, and I didn't.
So you missed it.
I missed it, but it looked good. Everything looked great. T-Mac said it. It was a nice turnout. So congratulations. So I think Siren's granddaughter should be born.
Shout out to Siren.
Should be born or about to be.
Really? Oh shit, go ahead, Siren.
She said bald head whole shit forever.
It's forever. See, it's not me. It's not me. See, bald head whole shit forever. Ever and a day.
I don't know who from Kiki Morning Show is saying good morning.
Who? Somebody from the Kiki.
Maybe it's one of my I
was gonna say how you do that.
One of my admins, right? One of my admins.
You sit here. Okay. Well, good morning.
Good morning. And Siren said today.
Good
morning.
Congratulations. All right.
So congratulations to me.
To
the Cowboys.
Here we go. We're going to go there?
Yep, we're going to go.
I didn't watch any football yesterday. I was trying to get my life. By the time I got home, I was like, yo, I'm going to just lay down for a brief second. Let me pop a couple of these Motrin and lay down for a brief second. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that didn't work.
Well, let's talk about We talking about,
Talking about your raggedy ass Cowboys that won.
Talking about the Cowboys and Detroit won. Let's talk about however
Yo,
wherever
didn't
you
I
want to
say
go with
last
this.
week that fuck this team? It does not matter. You beat the Jaguars and then you turn around and lose to Detroit.
Detroit look
Although
good. Detroit.
is putting up putting up numbers on the board, but this was the easy part of the schedule, and everybody was hyped. Oh, the Commanders, and then some of these motherfuckers I was watching Commanders, and the Commanders still suck, dick. Their defense is terrible. What's his name today? What's his name?
His name is White Cheddar.
White Cheddar. Am I lying about the Commanders' defense? Please tell me. Am I lying that the defense is trash?
I only saw the highlights. I didn't see the full game either.
Okay.
But I would say that Lions, they had something to prove. I mean, the last 2 weeks they've done pretty well.
Yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with that. I think the suspect part was the Washington offense and their offensive line because they could not stop that Lions rush.
Yeah.
So I would say that. I mean, I feel like that like I said, give it 5 weeks and we'll fully get in a good, proper evaluation of where your team will be.
And they said that, they're putting all the bank on Chase coming back, so they're
Really?
Can't rely on one dude.
Thank you.
all the money on Chase.
No, they're not.
You cannot.
You
Chase
can't rely.
Young. I'm not saying he's overrated or whatever. You can't rely on how one aspect of your team will improve,
I said that
good or
yesterday.
bad or ugly.
A lot of those fans that I was amongst yesterday was like, "Oh, as soon as he come back, it's gonna."
No, it's not. It's Jack Del Rio's seat is on the fucking. Let's talk about Jack Del Rio. He needs to go. What? But I'm gonna do like White Cheddar said. I'm gonna give it the 5 games.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it the 5 games. I'm gonna let him see how that pans out. You know what I mean? But this defense is trash.
Everything.
Them niggas can't even stop a parked car.
God dang. We definitely got to give it some more games. Your Ravens, I don't know how y'all just dropped the god dang ball.
I'll give you some aspects. I'll give you this.
That hurt my feelings.
No. Here's the thing. You know, whenever you do those pick'em things, you know, on online or whatever, I predicted the Dolphins to win that game.
Not the way
it did,
okay.
but I predicted the Dolphins to win that game based on the fact is like I feel again I'm given the 5-week evaluation, and I knew this game I knew the Ravens would lose because of the simple fact of it's like the way the Dolphins have improved with their passing attack, and Waddle was waddling all over the place. Because what I heard of the commentary is like they were doubling up on Tyreek Hill, but they forget Waddle, and that's where a lot of their comeback was coming. I mean, the dude I think got either 3 or 4 touchdowns during that comeback, and I think if the Ravens kept doing what they were doing in the first half and stopping the Dolphins passing game, they would have won this. But honestly, they were more concerned about Hill than Waddle, and that's where they end up losing. So, and also the fact, they just, the offense could have kept, scoring touchdowns or scoring points like they were doing. But, I mean, the typical Ravens, they figured like, okay, we got this. We'll just run it out and cruise from here. But then not realize the fact that Dolphins are just coming back, and especially that fourth quarter. So, I mean, the way I see it is like, I saw this coming. So
she said, "No one cares." She got her. Then that's Todd. No one cares. That was funny because a Raven fan was talking so much trash about my Patriots, and we won ours, and they lost theirs. It's like they too cocky
week.
Being ahead.
Fuck you, Rick. Good morning, Rick, but fuck you, Rick.
Until next week. That will be a whole different story.
I talked to Rick today. All right.
We're gonna have to knock heads together because you see how short this is. I could not.
Okay, so I know.
I got no. It's just
you need to get your life together too.
I gotta get my life together.
Oh, the life she had.
Excuse me for 1 second.
Screw you, Rick. Don't start that shit. Don't start that G-Man shit.
I gotta tell you a secret. More the thing.
It's muted.
Yeah.
Don't.
Ooh, I'm not.
This nigga, give me a
I thought she needs more than a moment.
Oh my God!
You need more than a moment. You need what would Jesus do?
What would Jesus?
I don't know. I don't even want to touch that. I don't even want to touch that. Like, damn it, man. I thought my life was fucking. I thought I left my nigga. You.
I looked like you when I came in here until my phone died, and I opened up my phone to that shit. Just oh my God.
You a popular motherfucker now. Yeah, what? Nigga, okay, look. Oh, shit. Damn it, man. I thought I was feeling bad because I was doing bad today, but obviously I'm not doing bad at all. Kiki is doing a lot worse than me. Nigga, I just feel like shit. Nigga, okay.
It was at this moment he knew.
Fucked up. When she woke up and you looked at your shit, you realized I fucked up.
Duchess was like, KK! T-Mac, Duchess, all them.
How? Why? We're going to talk about... I'm sorry we can't talk about this online, but we're having a whole private conversation right now, and it's rude to y'all. We sorry, but I'm still looking at you side with the side eye.
You
like,
should.
Nigga,
this is why... Look, when you read...
people want to know what happened. People want to know what happened.
No, I got to wait. Let me...
Oh, she's going to tell y'all in due time. She's just... Yo, nigga. Okay.
So listen, this is why that's why I started the show out the way I did. My motherboard is wiped. So I'm gonna need you. Like I just.
You gotta look at shit before you hit send.
No, that wasn't it.
Okay, well, all right, well, then, okay. So, oh shit, Kiki. Fuck it.
I gotta tell you this.
I'm trying to get to it, nigga.
I'm gonna get you the story.
No, all right, so
okay.
look. I don't know what she did it. Okay, so Grace said, did she do something stupid because of alcohol? Negative. Negative. You will not blame alcohol for this.
Well, we can blame some mild intoxication.
You can.
You can.
It is mild. It was mild intoxication there.
You know, the endorphins can't, rise.
You know what? I see where you're going with this, right? Yeah. That's what it is. Yo, these people are looking like, what the fuck happened? Like, yo, nigga. Did she send news to the wrong nigga? It's Ty Bradby. You know what I mean? Ty, I'm about to get on Ty in a minute because Ty said she was from Staten Island and Staten Island adopted her. I'm going to get her for that. You know what I mean? All right. Later on in the show, I'm gonna let Kiki tell you because she's over here. She's really fucked up, y'all. So you got to give her a minute. All right. So I see that they had the New York State of Mind concert this weekend, and everybody was like, "Yo, that joint was banging." You know what I mean? That shit was hot. Bop, bop, bop. One of my reasons for not purchasing a ticket and going to that shit because that's my shit was there was no Method Man. How the fuck can you have the Wu-Tang Clan without Method Man? Even though it was hot. But that's my reasoning that I refuse to go to the joint. You know what I mean? Because how are you going to do that without meth? You know what I mean? So y'all, in some ways, you had a great concert, but you were also raw because you didn't have him. You know what I mean?
So I saw Nas.
Oh, Nasty Nas and me and this nigga's the same age. He looks fucking fat.
He looks like a kid.
He looks like a kid. You know what I mean?
Amazing. Who else? So.
Busta Rhymes.
I saw Busta.
Busta Rhymes' energy is always fucking impeccable. You know what I mean? I've always tried to my energy. I try to fucking emulate Busta because Busta's energy is ridiculous. How is this nigga's energy?
I thought he lost weight. He gained it back. It looked like
a little bit. But Busta was always nigga got on that fucking steroid. I'm just playing.
Ooh, wait a minute.
Busta, that's not
what.
What? You know what I mean? That slipped out. But yeah. Busta's energy is okay, but when they were talking about the Wu-Tang, and I looked at the tickets and I was like, damn, this will be my fucking thing to go to, bop, bop, bop. And then when I looked at the line, there was going to be no Method Man, so I was like, I don't want to go. If I want to go, I want to see Meth. You know what I mean? I want to see him. Did they have
everybody else there, though? Did they have Ghostface?
Yeah, everybody else was there.
Had the RZA, the Jizza. Did they have everybody else?
Everybody else was there, but, you know what I mean? You didn't have Method Man. So it was like, I was like, come on, man. You need that. You need that. So, you know what I mean? A shout out to them for having, you know what I mean? Everybody that went had a good time. You know what I mean? But Ty, you cannot be adopted to Staten Island. Ty, you cannot. Yo, I don't give a fuck how many Wu-Tang shirts you wear, Ty. You will never, ever be New York City. Now,
Okay, so listen, Tone. The way this is written out.
okay, so because I see top tier on there.
No, but you can't. I can't. I'm gonna tell you why.
I got some niggas gonna nigga though.
You can do that.
I got
but,
niggas
but I'm
gonna-
gonna tell you why why it looks like this, because as I was.
You was just throwing it together real fast.
No, I threw so I can go back and look it up and make sure I get all the
And then
stuff.
get it-
And I didn't get a chance to do it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell you what I saw. So there's a lady. The people in Ohio are kind of upset because there's an abortion clinic in Ohio that is still giving abortions, and I'm doing abortions, and they're giving out the Plan B pill or the abortion pill.
Okay.
For up to, I think, 8 weeks or something like that, of pregnancy. So these people are mad about that. They feel like this shouldn't be there. People from out of state are coming in, of course. So they got big business. So a top tier lady from the mountains of Caucasus
Oh shit.
came over and threw eggs, a dead raccoon, and
What?
Yes, she threw a dead raccoon and a carton of eggs at the
Okay,
workers.
wait. Help me understand this.
And she got into it with the police.
So she threw fucking eggs and she
Yeah.
threw
A dead raccoon.
a dead raccoon. Pause. What did she kill? I'm trying to understand how you
did
threw a
what you're mad
raccoon.
at. Where you get it from? Like, how did you get it?
This nigga Rick, go sit down somewhere with Mary J concert coming up. This nigga got tickets. He gonna be there like,
So you know what I found out? I think I heard. Tell me, Ricky, if Mary J is the headliner or she opened up for somebody. And I feel some type of way when they said. I
I don't
heard.
think she's not. She should be the headliner. She shouldn't be opening up for somebody.
I think I must have heard that wrong, because I was like, oh, she done got to that age.
Nah. Ricky is gonna go see Mary J. And he is gonna make his way down to the front stage. Rick will fuck somebody up to get to the front stage just so Mary can wave at. You don't understand, man. You don't understand. So I have to tell you the story again.
Okay.
We was in New York, right? For last year's kickback, right? Underworld. Shout out to Underworld. You know what I mean? And we in Manhattan. Bye. We parked the cars. We chilling. We ain't doing nothing. And it was this SUV pull up. So niggas is jumping out. And when Mary jumped out, Rick lost it.
Fangirl. He fangirl.
But it was worse. It was this nigga. I didn't even know his voice could sound like that. You know what I mean? I didn't know it was possible to come out of Rick's, but it had all high pitch, and he was just it's Mary. You know what I mean? Like she waved at him, so he was feeling some type of way. This nigga is a big Mary J. Blige fan, so you know if you see Rick at the concert, you know what I mean? Give him a hug, let him know it's gonna be all right. You know what I mean? But he's gonna breeze past you to get to the front just to get her attention.
He
I'm
said,
telling
yep, so what?
you.
And I did hear it wrong. Mona corrected me. She said Ella May is opening up for her, because I don't
Okay.
know why I thought
That's
I heard.
good.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
Mary headline.
and Queen
All right,
Niger or somebody else's.
Before, let me get into my niggas gonna nigga real
Okay.
quick. Let me
Come.
do this because I seen it and here's what it is. You know, us niggas, we something's wrong with some of us. Not all of us, some of us. So this Louisiana man was arrested after waving a police officer down just so he could slap him.
What?
Yeah. Just so he could slap the cop. You wave the cop down. What kind of dumb nigga shit is that? Why would you wave a cop down to slap a cop? Do you know what kind of climate we live in, you dumb nigga? That's some nigga shit.
So is he dead?
No, he ain't dead. They beat his ass up and took him to jail. Nigga, what the fuck you think happened?
Listen.
This is what you stand on the side of the road, you see a police officer, help me, pull over. The cop pulls over, and how can I help you? Slap the shit out of him. Nigga, what? Nigga. Was it that he wanted to go to jail or something? Something wasn't right. All right. That's niggas gonna nigga. You know what I mean? But I want to talk about that new Viola Davis movie too. But let's get to the because there's always some controversy, and there is some shit. So you need to know. I heard the movie was very fucking powerful.
Yeah, Batman told me
right? The movie is very powerful, but you know Hollywood is gonna be Hollywood, y'all. And I believe I sent it to you. I sent it to you last night. I just happened to look at it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Your face just said it all. Your face just said it all.
I want y'all to know, I am absent in mind right now. So Tone's going to do probably the majority of the talking today. My motherboard is clean.
Yeah, she needs to reset and readjust herself.
I'm trying.
And reprogram.
I am trying. Jesus, help me.
So the movie critics, right? So I'm not going to spoil the movie because I haven't seen it yet. I want to see the movie because it seems like a very powerful movie. But you know, once Hollywood do some shit, Hollywood whitewash some shit. You know what I mean? They whitewash it to fit their narrative. And this is not the case. This movie is very powerful, but if you really look up the research behind these people or these ladies, you know what I mean? There's some shit that they wanted to make it look good for Hollywood. So the movie critics are banning this movie. They don't want to see it. Movie critics are saying the woman kid they're blasting Sony for whitewashing it. You know what I mean? Look, okay, so hold on, because before you laugh, you know what I mean? These women, you know what I mean? These women were actually they sold slaves. They sold slaves. You know what I mean? And then you know what I mean? You put that to the side. There's a whole story about it, and I will post it later. You know what I mean? But there's a whole story about it. Hold on, I'll read it real quick to y'all. Fuck it.
Because
Kiki's life is, you know what I mean? Okay, so moviegoers are calling for a boycott of Viola Davis' new film, The Woman King. The film premiered in theaters this past weekend and has received negative reviews. Not from the black people that I've seen it said it was for all positive shit, right? It was good. It was powerful. The movie was set off an intensive debate on the depiction of the characters. Movie critics have given a cold shoulder to the film because of the whitewashing of history it portrays. According to the critics, the African tribe, what I can't even pronounce it. The homie.
Look at that. The homie.
The homie. You should have noticed some nigga shit. The homie.
It's some nigga shit.
The homie, as well as their all-female military, I can't even mention her name. Agaji are presented as empowering when in fact heavily involved with the Atlantic slave trade. Pause. If you are unaware, the Dahomey was a tribe that captured and sold off black slaves to Europeans in the 17th, 18th, and 19th century. This was a good trade for Dahomey until the British forced them to stop in the mid-1800s. The trailer for the film does not showcase any of this. Instead, it shows Viola training new recruits for the Agoji and the battle against the white colonizers in the showdown. Okay? Unfortunately, this has caused many people to call out Sony for rewriting history and minimizing the homies' involvement. A few historians also believe the film blurs the lines between making the homie look like victims of circumstances than willing participants. Nevertheless, others who've seen the movie says everyone should watch it for themselves before boycotting. You should watch the movie. I plan on watching the movie. I can't speak for nobody else. I plan on seeing the movie. I see what you're going. But, you know what I mean? Why are you surprised that Hollywood whitewashes shit? Are you surprised? Is any one of you surprised at times?
No.
Here he comes.
How do you whitewash a black movie? That's unless you're, again, I understand based on what I heard there, it seems like if you're saying that you're trying to make it alter history, which a lot of, based off of or based off of inspired events do occur. So if you're saying that you're trying to alter history so people can come and see it, that's fine. Keep in mind, the Black Panther, the women guard in the Black Panther was inspired by them.
Exactly.
So, and you also think about this, the Black Panther was written long ago, almost 50 years, or maybe I'm correct that, maybe 60 years, to the point where it's like, hey, these white guys who wrote Black Panther knew about this and knew about these characters or these people. So, to get inspired by that, and you see it in Black Panther movie and in the comic books, and mind you, they're inspirational in itself. So, yeah, like they said in the end, go see it for yourself.
I plan on watching the movie. I'm not going to. That's not going to stop me.
Yeah, go to the local library and look up on it for yourself.
Niggas, read. But
my brother, read.
Exactly. I'm going to go see the movie because I want to see it for myself, and I'm not going to cast judgment on something that I haven't watched myself. So I'm going to watch it. I have not watched it. I plan on watching it sometime this week. I will get to the movies this week, and watch it. There's so much other shit going on so I also sent Kiki this video.
That video stupid as shit.
If this eighth grader, you know what I mean? Did he look black?
He looked black.
He looked black, nigga. Repeatedly punching a teacher and slamming her head on a desk after she confiscated his phone. Now,
I'm gonna send this to white man, to white cheddar.
The white cheddar, I mean, you know what I mean, because
if you can.
The idiot, the thing with this particular video is it's a little disturbing. It's an eighth grader, you know what I mean, and your phone was confiscated. Obviously, you had your phone out during class, and you know what I mean, this, that, and the third. And so, where do you put these teachers at now? These teachers can't just gotta sit there and take the abuse. Like me, I'd have been beating that little. Don't make me a teacher, cause I'm gonna beat your kid's ass. You come over there. I said, put the phone away. I'm taking your phone. Now you want to come over here, hook on. I'm gonna tell you as you walk it up. You come over here. I'm going to choose violence, and I'm going to forget you 8 years old or you're an eighth grader. I'm going to forget that you're an eighth grader. You know what I mean? I'm going to think that you're a midget from the pygmy tribe, and I'm going to body slam your ass and put you through the wall.
Well, listen, what we didn't talk about last week, I had that on our last profile, our show page. They're making it a rule now. Again, they're making it a rule where the kids cannot have their phones out in class, and because of that, high school students have beat their teachers up. High school students have walked out of class. It's an uprising in that, and it started in high school. So this is the first eighth grade something.
Yes,
I need my charger. My phone about to die.
You know, you really on reset. You're on reset mode. Okay, so I mean, at this point, I can't relate to this or comprehend this because when we went to school, we didn't have fucking cell phones. You know what I mean? You were in school to learn. What the fuck you need your cell phone for while you in class? That's why some of you motherfuckers is dumb as fuck now. You know what I mean? You dumb as fuck now because you didn't pay attention to school. You was worried about, you know what I mean? Not Facebook at the time. What was that shit? Not Backpage. Oh, shit. That's MySpace. Black Planet. Y'all was worried about doing that shit. I got to make my profile look good instead of getting your education. Now look at you, silly motherfuckers.
Plug that in for me. But here's the thing, though. What's funny, but it's not funny, is I don't understand how they allowed them to do it in the first place. Like, we was never allowed to have none of that shit out. Like, if you had so look, I'm gonna tell you my age now, right? You had your Walkman out. Cause remember we had Walkmans, the CD player, the headphones, whatever. They took that mess. You got it back at the end of the school year.
Yes, I remember that shit.
You didn't get it back at the end of the day. So for it to transform and translate into you can have your cell phone out in class all day. Well, I don't understand.
Ty said in some ways it's helpful that you have, because in an active shooter situation you got your cell phone, blah blah blah. You can reach out to your peoples, but on the same token, that's a little reach there. You're in fucking class. You know what I mean? That phone should not come out. It shouldn't come out. There's no reason why you got your phone in the classroom. You know, I see you. The teacher wanted to take your phone, but here, teachers, you see them with their cell phone. Don't say shit. Just fail them. Just fucking fail them. Don't even think twice about it. Just fucking fail them.
That's bad for the numbers, though. You know,
I don't give a fuck.
No. This is the reason why so much shit is going on now. How many kids you think just got passed by because of the numbers? The school doesn't want to have a retention rate. They don't want to have that where kids are retained. They don't want to have that on their books. So a lot of kids during the pandemic who are dumb as fuck, by the way,
facts
have graduated and have done all this shit, and they was like, you know what, just get on out of here.
So it doesn't matter what you do. They just got to go there and just show up and pushing them through. Fuck out of here. That's not what it's about, though. You know what I mean? You're doing these children a disservice. It's a disservice. If you're in the classroom being disrespectful and not paying attention, this person comes in there not making any kind of fucking money, and they're coming in there to help you succeed in life, and you want to be on your fucking phone, then what the fuck are you even doing in school? Stay your ass home. You can stay on the phone all day long. The fuck?
If the assignment is
There's
not...
the video. He's a white man. Look, right. There's a fucking video. You know what I mean? They got the shit blurred out. No, that's a carcass. That's a carcass.
He's from the mountains.
I don't know what it was. It doesn't give you.
He's from the mountains.
Yeah,
I think the teacher might be.
It doesn't give you full video. But see, hold on. Here's the bigger thing. The white boy is a white boy. It's a white boy. It's a white child. Oh God.
He's from the. God. Look, the teacher is black, but the kid is from the mountains. Look.
You're not my. Oh. Really?
What? You got beat up by an 8th grader?
And you got beat up by a white 8th grader.
Because I guess you really can't hit them. Like, I guess he really was trying not to.
You can't do what?
I think he's from the mountains.
I'm
No
gonna
child
beat
left
your
behind.
motherfucking little white ass around this joint. You're not gonna sit there and hit me and think I'm supposed to be like, okay, I'm nigga. Then Martin Luther.
What did he say just now?
To do the same with their children.
Clear rules and
What
Our
did it say?
students, that's the future. That's the name of the school. That's the school's man. Our students of the future. I mean, like, here's the thing. So what you're saying, Shatai, don't just hit a white child if you want to. I'm gonna beat that little nigga ass and you hit me. You know what I
He
mean?
said he wasn't trying to lose his job. And that's what I said.
So you want to just finish. What are you supposed to do? Then you're wondering why teachers are leaving in droves. They're leaving in droves. They're just like, you're fucking, I'm out of here. I'm gone. I'm not doing this no more.
You, Tone, you know if you had a fought that kid, you would have wore his ass. I'm talking about probably hurt him. And maybe the teacher probably just wasn't trying to, you know what I'm saying?
At what point in your job description does it says you can come to work and possibly be assaulted? And you got to do nothing but just stand there and take it.
The same way that guy the girl got on the metro bus and threw pee on the bus driver.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
And he
nigga.
beat her ass and he got fired.
You know what I mean? And I get
That's
it.
assault.
I get it, but you're not coming to work to be put in these type of conditions and have that shit. Come on, man, that's not
You
even.
have the right to
you know
be
what I mean?
protected by your job. You have the right.
And the job is not protecting you. Period. The job is not protecting you. They don't give a fuck. They give more fuck about the public opinion than what their employees.
I'm gonna give you an example. The other day, I was at work at the shop, right? And of course now I'm in the evening time now, so I get all the kids. And for real, I avoided all these people's kids because I was working during the day. 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm at the shop. Now I'm there at 3. This kid walks in, and I guess his dad was asking me about his hair or whatever. And then he walked in through the back door. I was like, "How you doing?" That nigga ain't say shit. And I said, "Good morning." No, I said, "Good afternoon. How you doing?" He still ain't say nothing. I said, "I'm talking to you." I said, "How you doing?" He looked at me like 14 years old. The dad come over. The dad say, whatever he want to say, because now I'm not going to do your kid hair, because fuck him. So the dad come over. He was like, "Did you hear Miss Kiki talking to you?" He is like, to the father. And I said, he said, "Speak to her." I said, "Nope, don't make no nigga speak." I said, "That's the reason why I don't like kids." I said, "Don't make no nigga speak." I said, "You came to my job. I didn't come to your house, my nigga." I said just that to him. I said, "You came in my job. I didn't come to your fucking house." I said, "You come in where I'm at." I said, "You supposed to speak." "How you doing?" I said, No, save it. I told him, "Wait for your father outside. You cannot stay back here. Wait for your dad up here by the barbers. You cannot stay back here." Fuck that. One thing about it, we are losing our kids, and we think that shit is cute. Y'all, I don't know what.
I listen to. I think the biggest issue right there is that obviously somebody's not getting their ass whooped at home. I'm nigga. This is the problem now. It stems with who was I having? I was having a conversation with somebody about this. These kids, this generation is fucked up, for real, fucked up, and it all stems from you can't whoop your child. You have to do this new shit. You have to talk to them. They have feelings. You're supposed to nurture them and all that shit. Get the fuck out of here. I come from the age of whoop a kid. You was disrespectful. You was disrespectful. I do it to this myself. You were disrespectful. You got your ass whooped. Yeah, you mean?
Okay.
Period.
So let's
mean?
have the discussion, because
let's have it.
Because a lot of these kids, a lot of the new kids that have babies, they're not. They said we did it wrong and we were done wrong. They called it abuse. They said we were done wrong. Like I have one of my friends right now. Her daughter is like, her daughter had a baby, and her daughter says you have to ask her 1-year-old to do things. You don't tell him. You have to ask him, and you have to say please. She says she is not. She is not whooping her kid. And Brittany, I talked to Brittany. I was like, Brittany, I said, so how we gonna raise these babies? How we gonna raise Grant and Grayson? She's like, well, I don't know about spanking or whatever. I said,
that's that new shit.
I said, we're gonna have a conversation, and you do what you want with your kid, but I'm gonna tell you the backlash is that if you don't put a healthy fear, and I'm not saying beating your kid is supposed
say
to.
it again. Come on, say it again.
You need to put a healthy fear in your kid, and I'm not saying that it's by beating, but it's by doing what the fuck you say you're gonna do, giving them not ultimatums, but the decision is yours. Like, listen, when for example, my father almost took my head off when I stuck a fingernail file in the light switch. He almost took my head off. There was no way he could have talked to me, because I almost killed him and myself. Right now, other things I say, listen, if you look, I'm gonna talk to you about this now, but these are the consequences if this shit should happen again. And when the consequence time come, you got a consequence. A lot of people won't, because it's a lot of work.
Yes.
It's a lot of work.
But so I get it. And see, everybody, you said the key word there is healthy fear. It's healthy fear. It's got to be healthy. You know what I mean? You know, I get it. But on the same token, it has to be that fear, that level of respect. Like, I didn't care. My mom's was one thing. She was like, yo, when you step out in public, nigga, you represent me. And if you make me look bad, you know what I mean? And that was, and so I had to fear God of this woman because it was the look for me. If you was out in public and did something, you know your mama had that look. Didn't even say nothing, just looked at you. You was like, I better stop fucking around. These kids don't have it. So like that parent looked at this kid and said, you need to speak to her. And he's like, huh. That was a coachable, that was a teachable moment.
Yes,
Excuse
it
me.
was. Yes,
Y'all got a bathroom? Y'all got a bathroom? And drag his little ass in the bathroom and have a whole conversation. You know what I mean?
Our parents said it in the car. Look, Tone. They turn around, look in the backseat. Look, motherfuckers. Yeah. I'm gonna let y'all. Who got money in here? You're like, no, just raise your hand. You got money. It was her. That's who touched shit.
Yeah,
that was it. And we got in the store. You did not act out. Look, we had to hold on to the side of the cart. My kids will tell you that too. We walked in the grocery store. Somebody's hand better be on the cart. Because if you're doing this, you can't do shit else. It's just, I mean,
it's not only that. It's that a lot of these parents now, and it started from carcasses. It started with a lot of you cars. We don't believe
from the mountains.
From the mountains. We don't believe in whipping our child. You know what I mean? I'm not saying there is a difference between whooping your child and disciplining your child and putting that fear in them and let them know that you're not playing with them. You know what I mean? You're going to look at your child and say 1,000 times, Tommy, don't touch that. I told you don't touch that. I'm going to beat you. And you never do. This child knows all she's going to do is fucking yell at me. She's not going to do nothing. Now, if my mama looked at me and said, I'm going to beat you. Now, this bitch about to beat me. Man, I'm not fucking with that no more. I don't need that.
Said, oh, hell no. If you embarrass me in public, you got corrected in public. Because where you show out at is where I show out at.
Facts. And you don't want me to show out because now I'm going to show out in front of your friends and everybody. I'm going to embarrass you in front of your friends.
You ever got a whooping from your friend's house all the way home? You ever get or wherever you was up the street where you weren't supposed to be? You ever got a whooping from there all the way home?
Nah, actually, this is true shit. I was older. I didn't get whooped out like that, you know what I mean? But I was just true shit. I was doing some shit in the neighborhood, and it got back to my mother, and she was feeling some type of way. So I was coming in the building. Me and my homies was going to go up to the Jerry. Ramona, you remember Jerry used to live upstairs. I was going to go to Jerry's house. My mother came out heard us in the hallway, came out the motherfucking door, and booyah! I'm fucking 20-something years old. And mom still had the fucking fast right hand and tag me. And I looked at my niggas and was like, first nigga that laugh and say something, I'm gonna fuck you up.
I gotta take this out on somebody.
You got, nigga, shit rolled downhill. It rolled downhill. You know what I mean? And as a grown person, you understand, I had to stand there and take it, you know what I mean? Like, yo, moms didn't play when we was young. She didn't play at all. But I feel like you should be that with your kids. You know what I mean? You need to be that. It needs to be some discipline. It would eliminate some of these kids. Like, why is your kid out 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and he's only a teenager? Help me understand that. Help me understand why your kid has got to be out at 2 o'clock in the morning and a nigga like 15. What the fuck is going on? You know what I mean?
But they scared of their kids, and for real, it's because if you ever just when you out by yourself, just say excuse me. Like when you walk in, just say excuse me, or walk towards the child and see them. The child won't say shit. They don't say excuse me. They don't say how you doing. You say hi. They don't even look you in the face. These niggas, for real, these kids. They're raised
is okay. So you have to. It starts with the parents, and it starts with the parents' parents. You know what I mean? It starts with them
and my neighbors too.
Really?
Just like you said, it got back to your mother. I was just thinking, like everything that I did, I couldn't do nothing in the city of Flint without somebody knowing, and without my father knowing it, because my father knew everybody, mostly everybody in Flint, and our family was big there. So if I did something, or my sister or my brother, it got before I got home, it got back. And for real, if my neighbor saw me doing some shit, she was the one who came and grabbed me. I got a whooping by my neighbor before. And my father didn't say nothing, but when I got home, he was like, look, now it's our turn.
So T-Mac said.
That's a village.
So hold on. T-Mac said, you know, Kiki, I jump over couches. I flips a switch. All my kids had these hands at least once, and that's all it took. Make sure they think you're crazy early.
Yep.
You start that shit from a young age, because as they get older, they not gonna be, you supposed to be whooping them niggas from little, nigga.
You want to hear the story of the couch?
I gotta hear
here's the story.
I gotta hear that you hopped over a couch, baby. Come on.
We sitting at my house, we watching TV, and T-Mac is talking to her daughter, Charlie. She's like, Charlie, something. Charlie act like she don't hear. She said, Charlize, something. She act like she don't hear. And I'm that's her kid, not mine. I'm like, oh, okay. That's how you going. Before I knew it, Tasha jumped over the couch, grabbed her, and whooped the fuck out this chick with a brush. I'm talking. It's abuse now. Like with a
Yo,
bro, she
yeah.
look, mommy, she's screaming and crying. I had never seen that. I was scared. Tasha looked at me. I don't want none of it.
You don't want no smoke? If she jumped over and beat you with a brush, you know what I mean?
She pulled over and whooped her son. Didn't you, Tasha, pull over and whoop Russell?
Damn, man.
Threw his shit out in the front yard. Like, Tasha, don't play.
But that's parenting right there. That is parenting right there. You know what I mean? So I felt sad because I talked to my mother, you know what I mean, for my birthday. I talked to my mother and she was telling me some shit. Like, yo, these kids have no respect, and the thing in New York is to beat up elderly people.
Yes. Yes.
That bothers me a little bit. That bothers me because, like, yo, don't you have any fucking moral code or moral decency and know this is an elderly person? Why would you beat them up? Really? What help me understand that?
You seen that dude on that video that beat that man up, and he locked up now. Like that, the 78-year-old man, I think was over a parking space.
Yeah, but it's an elderly man. Like, what the fuck? Or elderly woman? So it was like, in some ways, like the parents of your parents is afraid to go outside because you don't know what the fuck is gonna happen to them in the street. These kids got no moral codes. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So I need you to understand that it's only going to get worse because these kids, these teenagers now, will be adults soon and have babies of their own.
No, Tone, and that same moral code that they ignore with you in your house. And when your mother or your father, if you still blessed enough to still have your parents, which are their grandparents, they're not gonna respect them either. The same shit can happen to them.
It's only gonna get worse because you're looking at these teenagers now and like, oh my God, they're your future parents. They're the future ones that are gonna have offspring. And they're going to teach their offspring their behaviors of what they're doing now. So it's only going to get worse. But Batman said people are losing their mind. I agree. You know what I mean? It's just sad. It's not, the problem isn't getting better. It's getting worse. You know what I mean? Batman, when you said put your kids in martial arts school, I get it for the discipline and everything like that. It may help, but these kids are not going to stay there. These kids don't want to do what the fuck they want to do, and that's the problem, man. As a parent, you need to be more involved with your kids' lives, man. And it's got to start somewhere. At 8 years old, and I'm going to go to school, and because the teacher took my phone, I'm gonna put my hands on the teacher.
How do you learn? That's learned.
So now I got a story.
To be that angry.
I got a story because I was in junior high school, right, and I was fucking around, and the motherfucking lady said, "I'm gonna call your mother." Well, I don't give a fuck. Tell her I said hi too.
Oh shit.
Walking down the hallway with my friends, I'm passing homeroom. Walking down the hallway, and somebody just grabbed me and snatched me in the classroom. You know what I mean? Whooped my ass in front of the teacher. Whooped the teacher, and you know it was a black lady, so you know what I mean? They closed that door. My mama whooped my ass in the fucking school and was like, if we have any more motherfucking problems out here, I'll be back up here to whoop you again. And if he gives you any lip or says anything, if he twitches wrong in the seat, call me, I'm on my way. And she was like this, it's my person, call me.
So you ever had your mother sit in the back of the class? Raise your hand on here if y'all got kids and y'all sit in the back of your kids' class. Because they don't do that no more.
No, they don't allow you to do that no more.
They don't?
I don't think they allow you to sit in the classroom no more.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure, but They don't allow you to do that no more.
Why not?
You know what I mean? Times have changed. Everything is changing. You know what I mean? You know, hell no. I was fortunate if she didn't sit in the back of my classroom. Nigga, hell no. I was class clown sometimes, but on the same token though, when she did that shit and snatched me up, man, listen. But you need to discipline these children, man. But it's getting worse out here.
Marcia said she did.
All right, so let's get to the real topic at hand.
Okay, hold on before you get there.
I'm going there. This is where I'm going here, right here now. This is the topic at hand because this is something you need to talk about. So we've all watched the movie Purge, right?
Yes.
And so they're going to start purging in Illinois and Chicago soon enough. Yep. Watch how this is crazy. If you have not been paying attention or not even because they've been hiding a lot of things because of the Queen, and I'm glad they putting her in the dirt now. She could be maggot food, but later for that though.
Oh my God!
What? Yo, did they keep her in the ice box at night, or she just sat and stayed?
No, it's
she
dry
might
ice.
be starting to decompose in that thing right now. It's dry ice.
I'm sure.
So can I pour? If I pour water over it, would it start bubbling and shit? Is there a way? Yeah. Is there a way? I'm trying to understand. You know what I mean? These are certain things. Do they have special embalming fluid so they can stay out that long and not be?
I'm sure.
Okay, it's got to be something because
And I bet you it's cold in that bitch too. I bet you when you walk through there, it's cold in there.
It has to be because that would be a vile smell if it ain't.
Yeah.
Okay, so damn, they driving forever. Since I've been
Tone,
sitting here, they've been
you such
driving
a
for
hater.
almost an hour.
That's how many
They're
people.
driving through the entire country in a sense. So
Everybody can see. They
Yeah.
did it for Biggie.
Whoa, pause. You were supposed to do that for Biggie. You know what I mean? You don't do this for this
That's their
little.
commander in chief. That's their queen.
How is she the commander in chief? She ain't got no power.
unofficially,
Understood.
Yeah,
Understood.
she has limited. She's
But
a figurehead. She's the figurehead of the
she's
country.
their thing though.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm just not paying this no mind. God damn it. Okay. So
Rest in peace,
Illinois
Queen.
is trying to pass a law that would end cash bail for these 12 non-detainable offenses. So first of all, because one of them, what was it on there? It was murder too. So I can murder somebody, but you can't lock me up for it.
Second degree murder. Second degree.
Second degree murder.
That's
Murder's
a
murder.
murder too.
Murder's
No,
murder.
murder one. And you would not want to be charged with first degree murder. You wouldn't
No,
want to be.
no,
So
no,
I'm saying.
you-
So this is murder too. This is second degree murder.
What constitutes? Can anybody tell me what constitutes murder too?
I think premeditated.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't you watch Law and Order?
Don't you watch Law and Order?
I do sometimes. I watch SVU, nigga. I watch SVU. It's
That's
not
the one.
Even in SVU
but
they relate to
So
SVU is like
premeditated is not first degree murder.
No.
I'm kind of fucked up. But listen to what we just said. We saying premeditated murder. That means I thought about this shit. I thought about killing you. And I hatched a plan, and I went and acted out on a plan and killed you. And
Murder
that's
two
not,
is technically. Murder two is
It's like
technically
like
is
how-
accidental. It's more
It's
like
like-
manslaughter. It's like a manslaughter
yeah,
charge.
but it's based off of.
but you did it.
Oh, well, then I accidentally shot this nigga.
Cause manslaughter is if what I did to you caused you to die. Like if I hit
With
your
your
car,
car and you died, it's
and
manslaughter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm saying that so I accidentally shot my gun and it hit you in the fucking eyeball and you're fucking dead.
I think that's second degree murder.
Okay, hold on. There's other ones on this list, y'all, because y'all gotta be you gotta be. You know what I mean?
Hold on, Tone. Second degree murder. I'm gonna read the definition. Second degree murder is typically murder with malicious intent, but not premeditated. Oh, so you meant to do it, but you didn't think about it first.
Whoa! T-Back just fucked me up with some shit. We're gonna get back to that.
The mens rea of the defendant is intent to kill, intent to inflict serious bodily harm, or act with an abandoned heart, reckless conduct, lacking concern for human life. Yeah, so it's like you was malicious intent, but you weren't thinking about it.
So there was
if it happened-
premeditated would be first degree murder because you thought about it.
If you on the street, you're on the street and you rob me and I shot you. I think that's-
Yeah. So
I think
the first degree is like you must be committed with some sort of intent to kill the person.
Yeah,
That's premeditated.
So yeah. So shooting you to get away from keep you from robbing me is second degree. Cause I want to get you off me, but you end up dying. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't shoot to. I shot the. I attempted to harm
I
you.
wasn't intentionally trying to kill you. I was
Yes.
trying to save myself.
Yes.
All right. So
Yes.
niggas, you know, niggas gonna try this story. But it's the point, though. You know what I mean? It being murder too, number one on their list, right? Kidnapping will be a non-detainable offense.
Yes.
The FBI will have a problem with that.
Of course. I think everybody look DUI.
Yep.
Okay. Well. Okay. Yeah.
Robbery.
These are and let me understand because these are violent crimes. We're talking about because there is a difference between violent and non-violent crimes. These are robbery is a violent crime.
Yeah.
Murder too is a violent crime. These are detainable offenses, and you're saying no.
Arson, aggravated battery,
Arson!
fleeing and eluding, threatening a public official, drug-induced homicide, burglary, and drug offenses. So what they're saying is that you couldn't bail out for these. Like these are things that you can bail out. So if you continue to read it, which I'm gonna read it so we can understand
Okay,
it better.
understand it. Come on.
This is the Safety Act, which would allow criminals a pretrial release for the crimes listed above. And if prosecutors fail to show clear and convincing evidence that the alleged could be could be a threat to a specific individual. Unfortunately, the consequences of the Safety Act make an impact on how fast arrested criminals must be dealt with, because prosecutors would only have 48 hours to decide whether the alleged criminal should be released. Investigators believe that 48 hours isn't enough time to collect the valuable evidence for so
let's say when you talk about the 48 hours, that's usually what it takes when you get locked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's between the time you get locked up and you go through all the processing before you can see a judge. You have to see a judge within 48 hours if you're being arrested, for you people that don't know.
If not,
they have to let you go. You know what I mean? You're supposed to see a judge within the first 48 hours of being locked up. It's mandatory. It's a violation of your rights if you don't see a judge. Now, with that being said, you don't have it. That's just for arraignment. You know what I mean? Because if you never notice, if you got locked up, the first thing you're going to go do, especially down here, the first thing in every state is different. Because in Virginia, you have to see a magistrate. When you get locked up, when they bring you in prison, you see a magistrate. When I got to Fairfax County, there was a magistrate that sits there to set your bail. You know what I mean? Before you see a judge and get arraigned on your charges, they set a bail for you right there in front of the magistrate. Bop, bop, bop. So most dudes get bailed out prior to seeing the judge. You got to come back in the morning to see.
So that's just based upon what? Because you ain't got no charges yet.
You're charged. Whatever you got arrested for. Whatever you got arrested for.
Okay.
And let's say you're in Fairfax County and you get arrested in Fairfax County. They'll take you to the fucking their police station, and they're going to take you down to Fairfax to the jail. When you get down to the jail, you're going to go in front of a magistrate right there. Sits in a little fucking booth. You and the cop standing there in front of the magistrate, and the magistrate's going to read off what you was charged for. Bop, bop, bop. He's going to set a bail right then and there. Now you have a choice to either bail out at that point, or you can wait to go to arraignment. You know what I mean? If you go to arraignment, you're going to go to jail for a little while. You're going to sit down. Or the judge can release you on your own recognizance. But that's usually, when you get released on your own recognizance, that's usually like your first, that's your first time, like your very first time. And it depends on some nonviolent shit or some bullshit. Like, if you got caught selling fucking drugs and shit, usually that used to be your first, you used to get ROR. Like in New York, you get ROR, released on your own recognizance, go about your business. But you're saying now for murder too, these are non-detainable offenses. These will be where people can bail out instantly. Threatening a public official, you know what I mean?
You done that.
I just sure the fuck have. I didn't threaten him. I didn't. Wait a minute.
Called the queen maggot food.
That's not threatening. That's the truth.
She was a
There is a difference between threatening and telling the truth. You know what I mean?
I'm sure if you asked her kids how they feel about that.
I'm gonna talk to Harry. Me and Harry gonna sit down, have a couple cold ones, and we can rap about it. Yo, Harry, how you feel about your grandma? She dead now. You know what I mean? I want to have that conversation in front of his black wife.
Jaguar hearse. So look, T-Mac said, let's go back to what T-Mac said. She said, read the fine print. Your kids aren't yours. They belong to the government. We unknowingly sign them over when they are born, and that's a whole nother story, though.
Is that the birth certificate? I'm on the form is that we're signing them over to. I believe that, because once you get a social security number, you belong to the state. You know what I mean? Everybody is born has a social security number. You're not even a person. You're just a number to them. You know, they can make money off of you. And if people didn't know that, but I didn't know the willingly signing over part. I need to rap with her about that so she can school me.
Mm-hmm. She's free to call in if you like. If anybody knows more about that, 301-637-6900.
But we need to be careful out here.
The purge, though. Let's continue about the purge.
The purge, and we need to be careful with the purge, because you know what I mean. These motherfuckers are going to come up with ways now of being able to murder you, essentially, you know what I mean, and get away with it. It's non-detainable. I just want to steal her crown and that scepter. I wonder what I can get at the pawn shop for that, Gigi.
Look at this.
And wait a minute.
This is a Jaguar. This is a Jaguar hearse that is stretched.
So we're standing here, and we're sitting here now, and we're watching as the Queen is going. Jaguar made a hearse? I didn't even know Jaguar made a hearse. Jaguar's a shitty car, though. You know
Jaguar
I feel bad for all these people that got to walk and do all that fucking
German,
walking.
Right?
Jaguar.
So Ty says she's right. My grandma says it all the time. The kids belong to the state. Grace says in some states you don't even have custody of your child until you officially claim them as your own. Yep.
Wow. You know what I mean? So fuck. So that's a catchy situation, because what if can I just leave him with the state? When I'm done with him, can the state take him back? Y'all can have him. I don't want no parts of him.
So here's a question. So when you come over here undocumented or documented, do other countries have social security numbers too, or when you come here, do you get one? Come on, Ricky, since you
Are you trying to say he's
an immigrant?
He's illegal? He's an illegal? That's what you're saying?
Since you're undocumented, tell us.
Sidebar. You know what I mean? These Republicans is low key petty as fuck. So they taking these immigrants, putting them on buses, and had the bus pull up to Kamala Harris's house and drop them off at her house. Petty.
Oh, is this the counter to what DeSantis did?
Come on.
Yeah. I'm just saying. But isn't that petty and funny to you though? I think it's hilarious. I think it's fucking hilarious.
No, what DeSantis did was downright stupid.
You did what?
Okay, for those who don't know, so there was some, I believe, Venezuelan or El Salvadorians, immigrants that end up in Texas. So Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, got some federal people to ship these immigrants to Martha's Vineyard.
I saw that too. That's another place.
And pretty much told them, it's like, hey, we'll feed you, clothe you, huddle masses, whatever bullshit they told them, and say, hey, you come here, you'll get some work and all that stuff. So they all agreed, all these immigrants with kids too.
Yeah.
Some of them had kids.
Their families.
Yeah, got in these planes and went to Martha's Vineyard. Martha's Vineyard's officials did not know about this, did not get any word from this, but they all knew where it came from. And DeSantis sort of say, hey, we're dropping these people off with it. So how does a governor from Florida get immigrants who were in Texas to go to Martha's Vineyard up near Massachusetts? Makes no fucking sense.
Not at all. And
that's illegal.
Yes. Now, for whatever those people did to Kamala Harris, it's like,
she was just one of the targets. She was just one of the target areas where they dropped the buses dropped off.
That is that distractional bullshit that's been going around because it's like, look, DeSantis did this first. You know full well that's the hell wrong.
Their excuse is that we're not, the government is not paying attention to the border and it's not secure, so they get tired of all these people coming in. So what they shipping them, and I know Martha's Vineyard was one of them. New York City is another. They sent buses, and these are busloads. Busloads upon busloads are driving these people up and dropping them off. Now, New York, I was watching it last night, and New York was like, he was like, the housing, we don't have no really housing. You know what I mean? that city's already ready to bust. And he was like, what I'm thinking about doing is bringing in cruise ships and letting people stay on the cruise ships, use that as housing until we can figure something the fuck out. You know what I mean? So it's possible because when I went to Boston, when I went up to Massachusetts and I went to Boston, I was doing some work in Boston, right? And when I went up there, they had us stay on a cruise ship. Like our accommodations was on it. We lived on a cruise ship, but we worked in Boston. We worked in Massachusetts, but we came back. We went downtown Boston and got back on a cruise ship. You know what I mean? The cruise ship fed us and all that other shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, we was on a cruise ship. So they can take some old, like, what do you think, what happens when they retire a cruise ship, an old cruise ship? It takes a lot so what they'll do is they bring in the old cruise ships that they don't use anymore and dock them, you know what I mean, and load people on there and let people sleep on there. It's crazy.
They look like the carnival joints. I mean, that could be.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know what I mean? I'm just saying these niggas is being real petty, though. But, hey.
What?
It is what it is. But, let's see. The importance of claiming your kids. This is what Grace said. The importance of claiming your kids is so that someone else can and it can't take your kids. Okay, well, fuck. Yeah. I claim mine. You know what I mean?
And that's what the whole taxes thing about, and the whole what's the census, and all that stuff.
When census people try to call me and knock on my door and they may live there, I don't know.
To me, I be feeling some type of way when it's like you all in my business.
Yeah,
Joe.
want to know what the fuck I got going on in my house? It's my business.
What's up? So there's a lady that is facing charges. A young girl. She is 27 years old. She killed 2 of her babies, and by sleeping on top. She slept on them and suffocated them. So now the first time they let it slide.
Was it accidental?
It was accidental, but they warned her. The first time it ended up happening, she this was a year ago. And she had another baby since then, and this baby, she fell asleep on this baby too, and killed this baby. But the thing of it is, she's facing like 10 years in jail because they had her go through classes and they read the laws to her, because I can't think of it because I did not finish writing the laws, but there's a law. And it's called like something Safety Act or something, where you're not supposed to, your baby's not supposed to stay in the same space as you all night. Babies can't move their heads if if something happens. They can't. They don't have the. They should be in their own crib.
But people most parents don't do it anyway, because I know my ex, when my kids were small, she slept with them in the bed, like, yo, and she would do that. And I was like, yo, why the fuck would you put them in the bed? Because I rolls the fuck over. I got roll over and slap the shit out of them. But parents do.
I was lazy. I'm gonna tell you the time or two that I did it when I was breastfeeding. And it was one of those nights. I was tired. I just didn't feel like getting up. And I did two ways. I did the bottle and I breastfed. So when I was out, I wasn't one of the mothers you would catch with the poopy out, because I had bottles for my babies. But they had no latch issues. So I did that. But at night, when we were in the same room, I would get up and go get her, and then I would breastfeed her. But I used to fall asleep with her on my chest all the time. And my mother kept saying, like, it happened to me a couple times where she rolled off me. My mother was like, look, hey, you got to do something else. Like, you got to figure it out. But that ain't it. So there is a law. Look, that's what Ty said. The same thing. I slept with mine because I was breastfeeding. Ty, but after that happened the second time, and I nearly, like, I could have hurt her. I never did it again. I just got up. I put that crib all the way across the room, so I would have to get up too.
Really?
And I would have to get up and walk over there, as opposed to it being right here and me just doing that. The comfort, and I got a rocking chair in my room too for that. So it was a lot. It was a sacrifice, but I was scared. My nephew died of SIDS. Same thing happened with my niece. May he rest in peace. Her baby died the same way.
Sorry, I got some results in. I was just scanning them.
I have no more results on my phone, like, since this morning. I'm so sure. Bruh.
Did you get rid of it? Is it gone now?
It's gone. But listen, Duchess screenshotted it and gave it to me. Oh my God. So anyway.
You might have to tell these people Monday.
I can't, because I gotta wait. R. Kelly got found guilty again. The P video came back and bit him. So he's got more time.
He's got more time.
Yeah, he's got more time.
Sorry, R. Kelly. Yeah.
Is it fuck R. Kelly? Because they play R. Kelly all day at the place I was at yesterday.
I'm still gonna rock and listen to his music.
Okay.
So whatever it is, what it is. Nick Cannon.
What about Nick Cannon? He's 37.
37,000 kids. This nigga just keep fucking. Like, you just keep having babies. This nigga's fucking for sport. He's having babies for sport. Like, what the, you know what I mean? So help me understand. Are these all different baby mothers? These are all different baby mothers,
Somebody
correct?
got two. Somebody, this one right here just had.
Some have multiple.
Yes.
Mariah has her twins.
This lady that she just had a baby this is her second one by him. Mm-hmm. But in between her, there's somebody that's pregnant
like 4
now.
or 5 others.
Yeah, and between her other kid, and there's 2 more ladies pregnant now. So that's 11.
Okay. I know that's his business, but he's fucking for sport. He's having babies for sport.
So he did a post on Twitter because the baby mother came out and she's like, love my baby, show her baby. People was going in on her. He was like, look, I got thick skin. Give it to me. Don't go at my kid's mom.
Nope.
Whatever.
They're subject to. You made them a target. Don't do that. You made them a fucking target. You can't. You may have thick skin, but now you are having all these kids and people know who these women are. They're gonna get it too. So don't even try it. You know what I mean? You bitches are stupid. You having a baby for a paycheck. Argue me for
no. Hold on. Let's. Okay. Either you blame her, you blame the woman, or you blame Nick.
Oh, I'm blaming both. This is both.
Okay.
This is both. I'm not picking one or the other. Both of them are wrong. Because
again, it takes 2 to tango, as they say.
And I completely agree. Nick is wrong. I mean, come on, bro. Like, goddamn, but these women, you know what the fuck is the deal? You having a baby for a paycheck. Tell me I'm wrong. Somebody.
And keep in mind, keep in mind it's been 2-3 years about his lupus or whatever medical condition.
You're passing that shit on.
Yeah, and pretty much, and again, he said it's like, I didn't know I was going to live long enough, so he wants to, quote unquote, leave a legacy. I remember that quote, and it's like, dude, that's like a couple years prior to, past that, so why are you still doing this? And you look like you're healthy, almost you're like Magic Johnson status. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing. You may be, but what legacy are you leaving? So you're leaving damaging. You're damaging these kids. You're damaging these people because what about your first 2 kids with Mariah? They're not young. They're getting older now. They see what they're doing. Damn, my dad's out here fucking like nigga.
No, here's the damaging part. One, you're not spending any time with them because you're still doing Wild 'N Out and Wild 'N Out tours. So pretty much you're not giving quote unquote quality time to not only your recent kid, but even your first 2 kids, as you just mentioned. Then all of a sudden you got to think of the financial aspect of it, because if you do die, who's the inheritance? Who's it really going to? Because mind you, you're going to keep changing that over and over again with every new kid you bring in. So pretty much it's like, okay, I know his net worth is in the millions, but then again, it's like, do you split that right now up to now 11 times?
No, and just think about it, because people was trying to say I was stupid. He got enough money for his kids. Okay, you're at 11 now, right?
Plus 2 more on the way.
Plus you.
Are you counting the 2 that's on the way?
No, that'll be 11. So you're at 11 now, right? Or 9 and 2. And it's you and your lifestyle and their lifestyles that you have to maintain. And then the kids, when they grow up, like, to me.
Oh, and don't forget the alimony to probably Mariah and all the other women.
Yes. So I'm trying to understand,
because he didn't marry nobody else, did he? He just married Mariah.
Married Mariah.
Mariah, you know what I mean? But these bitches need the child support. They need all that.
Child support.
Yeah, they need child support.
And then you got to think about how they do child support. Just imagine, Tone, if you only make $18 an hour, you go on a judge telling you need to give this chick $2,000 a month. Yeah. You got to make that shit work. So just imagine with the higher income he has, what all of their child support is going to look like. Because I'm sure soon as that chick got pregnant and soon as they dropped that baby, they headed down to the Social Security office.
Did you ever think maybe
child support office or whatever?
What happens if your career just stops?
I was getting ready to get to that.
Right, and you have that. You don't have that type of income coming in anymore, and you have these 12 children, right? How you plan, or 11 children, how you plan on taking care of them? You can't, here's it, you got different baby mamas, you know what I mean? Because Ty made some shit, she was like, yo, talking about down the future, their graduations and shit like that. But how are you spending any quality time with these kids? What are you doing with these kids? Because, you know what I mean, a lot of these kids are not going to really see you like that because you're going to be gone and about, and you're always working, right? Make some money. You're always out. You're on stage, wild out. You're doing this. So you're out there providing. But what kind of quality time are you spending with these children?
Because she said, what if your babies all are the same age and whose graduation will you attend?
But they all about the same age. He's dropping them by bop.
Then you got to think, as the mother, young ladies,
stupid
if that man
bitches
decides that he does not want to do anything for you and you spend all your life being a baby mama, baby's mama,
that's what they are.
How are you going to provide for your kid once the well dries up? Because it can dry up.
It can. That's what I'm saying. Have you paid attention to that? What happens if the well dries up? Then what are you going to do? You know what I mean? It is what it is. To me, it's utterly stupid. You women are just pressed to have a baby for a paycheck.
And why would you have a baby by somebody who cannot see your kid like that? I guess you bring them all over and let them all run around the house, but that's not parenting.
Well, Nick Cannon, his mindset is completely out there. I've never. I mean,
so that talks back to what Bruce said. Never mind.
Yeah. So because the way I viewed it is like, look, he's only the most acceptable movie I ever give him credit for was Drumline. Anything else before it, after it, or during it, I felt like, okay, he's just lucked out. I'll give him Wild Out, but pretty much he's just, a host of showcasing a whole bunch of other talented people. But
they giving him buku money.
They're giving buku. Mind you, I give him credit. Wild Out, both versions, the original and the current, it's making its money and it's catering to a certain demographic and all that stuff. I give him credit for being a businessman, for doing the things businessman wise. I give him credit for that. But the thing is like you said, based off of his personality and his persona and how he does things, does not make sense. And the way I see it, it doesn't make him be a proper father. Mariah may say something else, say something different. Most of these other ladies will say something different. But the thing is like if you spend more time, whatever X amount of time to be with one of these women just to give them another baby, in the end, why can't you spend those quality times to the other kids that you do have? Because I don't see that.
I don't see it happening. I don't. I mean,
Elon Musk is doing the same thing Batman said.
Oh, Elon Musk.
And the dad, too. The father.
Yeah, the dad. No, the funny thing. The dad hooked up
with the son's baby's mother.
Yeah. It's weird shit.
So you're having babies for sport. You're having babies for sport because it's something
because
fun to do.
Because they're billionaires, millionaires.
And they have nothing else. They've done everything else. They have nothing else. What else can I do? I'm just going to
I must leave my legacy all over.
How is that leaving a legacy?
Lord have mercy on
I thought
the
when you left
bus.
the legacy, you left what you did, whatever you did. Like, Michael Jordan has a legacy of being one of, if not the greatest basketball player of all times. You know what I mean? Kobe, one of the greatest of all times. This is a legacy you have. What is your legacy of having babies?
If your legacy is basketball, then you better train every last one that come out your litter. You better make everybody a Michael Jordan.
So
Jr.
pause.
You better
So
make
that's
everybody a Kobe Bryant.
Hey, Nick.
Which
Cannon,
Kobe tried. Kobe was trying to get that baby.
His daughter. Yeah.
Yep.
Hold on. Nick Cannon, don't teach your kids how to rap because you fucking suck, nigga. You are trash. You know what I mean? You want to teach them how to be a good businessman and do business? Fine, but leave the music business alone, Nick. It ain't for you, bro.
And just imagine, as a woman, I'm disgusted because you can't get pregnant with a condom. I don't care what people say. You can't get pregnant with a condom. So if someone's pregnant right after me and right before me and during me,
Do you think they know? Do you think they know at the time when he's fucking?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Well, at the time
He ain't quiet.
this nigga going out fucking. You know what I mean? Is he fucking with a condom?
No.
No. He admitted he doesn't have sex with condoms.
So Ty says Shawty Lowe is no longer here and left behind 13 kids, damn near.
Yep.
What do the kids have? What do the kids have after they
And you got to realize too that we look at people as being rich, but at the end of the day, James Brown left here with no money. Michael Jackson left here with no money, and he was the most popular man on the planet, and he left here with no money.
Well, that was never mind. That's a whole nother story. I know why. Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? And then guess what? And they fight for your estate for years. Whose estate was that? They just settled out on.
Well,
and it had been years that they had been fighting.
Was it Prince? I believe it was. Was it Prince's
I think it was Prince.
I think it was Prince's estate that they just settled on.
It just you don't get that check today.
Everybody is greedy when it comes to that. Everybody is greedy. You know what I mean? And you having these freaking kids, and it was just.
Okay, so Siren said, I know someone who was broke. He had 3 baby mamas. One was mad when she found out his other girl was pregnant with twins. The twins were born 9, 12, 22, and his 7th child will be born next month. Again, he is broke. Sweetie said he's not thinking how these kids are going to suffer in later age. They will be talked about 30 years from now, you making them famous in a negative way. Facts. Because anytime your name is Cannon in these streets.
Well, pause. That's my next question. Will these babies assume his last name? Will they take his last name, or will they be named after the mother? Here's my fucking thing.
It better look. I think the women to win, they're gonna name him after him.
I gotta understand. Is there a contract before fucking him? Are y'all signing a contract? Did you read the contract entirely? I mean, I'm curious to know how this is really playing out. Like, nigga, women have to know. Oh, you Nick Cannon, you didn't get it just fucking with, and they're agreeing to something. They're getting something in return for fucking this nigga and having his baby. You gotta be getting something.
And
bro.
just
Come
think,
on, bro.
we were just talking about Lil Wayne. Remember we were talking about Lil Wayne when Lil Wayne had 4 or 5 people pregnant at the same time and all that.
Thank you, Batman. Batman, that's why I didn't touch that. Batman, that's why I didn't touch that. You know what I mean? Michael Jackson was wealthy, and he owned half of Sony, but they wanted masters because he owned like the Beatles. He owned all that shit, and they wanted it back. I mean, he was not selling it to him. No, I'm not. Why would I do that? I'm not selling it to him. And supposedly they got the coon to come in, and it was their own black person to kill another black person. But that's a whole other story for another day.
Understand that, but the family is left with nothing because they had to sell off all this stuff. They came in and auctioned all that shit off. Now, I don't know the specifics of that, but the optics of it, when he died, they made him look like he didn't have no money.
And that was their job, to make him look like he had no money. It was their job to make. But the fact is, the people killed Mike because Mike owned some shit that they wanted back, and he wouldn't sell back to him. It was priceless. The shit that he owned, it was priceless.
Ty, somehow leave Wayne out of this because he's there for his kids. I'm not saying that. My reason for saying that was that my reason for saying that was we was back then talking about him.
Little Wayne looks like a high cockroach.
I was providing a parallel, like that we were saying he was bad back then. That's what we was talking about. I may be ugly,
but fuck Lil Wayne. I can't even stand his fucking voice. I watched him on Skip. I watched him on Skip and Shannon because I like watching fucking Undisputed. I was watching.
Where he get that voice from?
It's like, and when you look at the nigga looks like a fucking alien. He looks bad. Them drugs and everything fucked his life up. He just need to cut that shit off on top of his head. I don't know what it is. I just want to grab one of them and snatch him off his head. Like, nigga, fuck Wayne.
She said, Future, get his ass.
Future's another one. But these bitches is fucking him. And they having babies by him. He has nothing to offer, but they still having babies by him.
Cause you want to have a baby by a basketball player. You want a baby by a rapper. You want a baby by somebody. But I don't understand why you are next in line, sis. I don't understand. What? So you want to call him mental? How you gonna name these chicks?
They are. They're mental as well. I mean, you're having a baby by a basketball star in hopes of what? Of being on Basketball Wives? Or basketball jump-offs.
They quit their job. They just want to quit their job.
Nigga, you decided to have a keep a nigga baby. You got to keep a nigga baby, and the nigga don't want to be kept. Bob. And now you stuck with this fucking child. You know what I mean? What are the hopes of that? What? I want to know the mindset of somebody. I would like somebody to sit in that motherfucking chair and help me understand. I'm going after these high-profile people just to have a baby for them because it essentially is you're having a baby for a check. Prove me wrong.
And let's go here. So you are 11 women. I know they don't all get along, so I know the babies probably don't even talk to each other. Because I know somebody right now that I was asking him, like, he has babies. I think they're a few months apart or whatever. And the one child's mom is cool with it, the other one is not. So if he doesn't sneak,
they can't see each other.
They can't see each other.
So right now he has a lot of infants. Nick has infants. You know what I mean? To what, toddler stage?
Yeah,
is that fair to say? Infants to toddler stage?
Because I think Ro and Rock are rocking him and Ro or whatever. Mariah's kids are the oldest.
They are the oldest.
Yeah.
You know
so everybody else is.
They have infants now. You know what I mean? So how's that going to work? How's that going to work 5-6 years from now? You know what I mean? Because Ty made a valuable point. Like, when they graduate from kindergarten, how's he going to do all of that? Is he going to have them all live together in one state so they all can go to the same school? I mean, how is this going to work? You know what I mean?
How is it going to work when the girlfriends or the kids' moms decide to have other relationships and they start to have other families and they move out of the state and then you meet up with one of your sisters or brother that you never met and then you get them and y'all in a relationship?
So that was a concern for me because like Siren said something about that and they meet up when they grown. And so I knew I'm adamant about that. If you have kids, you gotta let your kids know about each other. Like I don't give a fuck if the baby moms hates it or not. Fuck you, bitch. This ain't got nothing to do with your sorry sucker ass. I gotta have because if now these two hook up, didn't even know they were brother and sister, and they get kids with web feet. What the fuck? And they one cyclops, one big ass eye in the middle of the forehead. Why my baby come out like that for? Bitch, cause you fucked your brother.
Karan said, now which kid is Nick bringing McDonald's to?
Yeah. Really? God damn it. That shit's funny. That's funny. Yo, really? Garage, that shit is classic right there. Oh my God. Right now, ain't none of these fucking kids, ain't none of these, they're not having McDonald's right now. They having baby food, bottle, or formula. You know what I mean? So how far along are these other two women that are coming by? Because God damn it, nigga, that's 11 kids.
He announced it when he announced that this one was born. It's like, and there's two more on the way. Like, how do you take the shine from my bitch?
niggas is like, yo, that is an accomplishment for you to have so many fucking goddamn children, nigga. I mean, like, yo, I'm at the point now. Somebody looked at me and was like, yo, Tone, you want to have another baby? Fuck no. I'm at the fucking finish line, nigga.
You got
I
5
wanna
kids, right?
Ooh, whoa, pause. What? Time out. You know what I mean? Okay, so I have 3 biological, 3 that are mine. I've raised a lot of other kids, blah, blah, whatever the case may be, but 3 are mine.
I wonder what the dick
I may
like.
have
It's
1 or
just-
2 out there, or
Not
3
yours,
out there
but
that I know
Nick.
about. But, what? Damn, huh?
I make sure.
Pause,
that
right?
crossed-
Yeah, Dick, what? No.
I wonder what Nick Cannon is working with. Let me clear that up.
It takes less than a tablespoon or a teaspoon of fucking sperm to get you pregnant. It just takes one fucking strong motherfucker. And you probably hooking up with these women to know they ovulating so you can pregnant. It's got to be some more behind it that they're not telling you. There's got to be more, but no fucking kids over this way. Fuck you, fuck that. I'm done. I can't stand that. I don't. That's not that I can't. I love my kids. Don't get me wrong. They're not watching. They get on my goddamn nerves though. I'm gonna have them this weekend.
Well, Kobe got out of here before I could have his baby. Marion Barber, may he rest in peace, passed on before I could have his
Chris
baby.
Brown is still here.
Chris Brown is still
What?
here. Yes.
Okay, go on.
And Ice Cube is done having babies. So those are my babies.
We older niggas,
And
we not thinking about this.
Tupac is in Aruba, so that didn't happen.
That didn't happen, but you still
He
got a
Aruba.
chance. You still got a chance for Chris Brown on the Star in
And
the
Tupac.
middle. And Tupac, you gonna go to Aruba and find him? And oh, God damn! I'm just saying.
She said, "Wow, that just fell on her." I know. I had to make sure because look, Tom was talking and it.
Yeah. Yeah. That,
Y'all don't know what my headspace is like
her
today.
headspace is fucked up.
My
And
headspace.
but I understand. But the views of the show does not. It's just we don't agree with what Kiki's talking about.
How's
right
your
now.
headspace? I ain't got no complaints, bitch. No.
This is some bald head hoe shit. I just need you to know this is some cold bald head hoe shit.
Excuse
Are you
me
okay?
for
You
not
good?
being the
Kiki is still
Kiki-
trying to get her life together.
the Kiki from last week that I normally am.
So hold on. So let me give a shout out to my girl Moet Right Foot, my right foot. You know what I mean? Right Foot is this is my bestie because we out of town. We cutting up. I'm drunk somewhere and Moet, bitch, did you see this shit? I was like, no, I didn't see it. So I turned around, and so the lady's hat, she had on a hat. It wasn't the hat that really fucked with me. So y'all understand, it wasn't the hat that fucked with me.
Kane on the bottom.
She had Big Daddy Kane on the bottom of the hat, but then she was also out there selling hats Saturday, and the hats are kind of fire, this, that, and the third. It's when she took off the hat and her bald head was shinier than mine is where I had the issue, man.
I didn't know.
And this nigga, it was petty, so we stand there, right? And so you know me, I'm trying to sneak and get a picture. This motherfucker Moet looks at me and says, no, nigga, let's go get a picture with her. And I'm like, no, nigga, what are you doing? So we went and got a picture with her, but she kept the hat on. I didn't want her to take the shit off because I feel some type of way. Like my shit is dull. Like, yo, my shit is matte bald. Hers was fucking, her shit was shiny. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, what are you using? Shit was fucked up, bro.
I think I like matte. I don't think I like shiny.
Yo, so mind
That's
you,
like high gloss. Can you?
She was buffed the joint out. You know what I mean? Did you have a buffer up there? You know what I mean? I want to know because I didn't understand. I was trying to understand that shit. Like, yo, what do you do to get your shit so shiny like that? I don't know what the fuck. You know what I mean? But it would have been rude to ask, but I was fucked up at the time. But niggas hurried me away because you know me. As the worse I get, the more my mouth is like da da da. But yo, it fucked me up.
As a hairstylist, I probably can provide.
Yes, you can. You answer
provide a sort of an answer. All of her follicles might be dead. Like she probably the hair doesn't grow at all for her. Cause like your front is shiny, his front is shiny. So it's
not shiny.
Shit, me.
It's not shiny.
Tone.
It's not shiny.
When you
It's
go
the
back
light.
and look at this,
It's the light. It's
it
the
probably
light.
ain't as
It's the bright-
shiny
it's
as
the bright light.
hers.
It's not as shiny as hers. No, we
But
were
I'm
in
saying
the
that
we,
to
I'm
say-
saying we were in the hog pen. I know you've been to the hog pen, right? We're in the hog pen. It's dark inside the hog pen. No, Kiki, you're looking and it's not. It's the light shining off the chain, whatever the case may be. And there are a couple up there. So hold on.
It is. I was looking at it. It's got a couple up
It's a
there.
couple of some shit up there. So
Nice.
look. So here's my
Good
thing.
job.
See. So hold on. When she took her off, it was dark. It was dark in that joint with a red light, and that joint was like, "Baya!" Nigga, somebody said that was like a disco ball when she took her head off, dog. I was like, "What?" You know what I mean? Like, yes, PJ. See, I'm not making this up, man. I am not making this up. You have to understand the level of the ignorance that we went through. Nigga said she used Crisco and castor oil after she waxed. I'm just trying to understand. But the hat, when she flipped the hat and had Big Daddy Kane underneath the bottom, and I was like, pause. So she has some fire shit out there. Like, yo, she has the hats.
promoting.
The hats are fire. Her hats are fire.
Asked
You know
her
what I
for
mean?
that shoot, that shoe
I
shine.
really want to know what the fuck I should have. But would that have been rude to be like, yo, what do you shine your head with? Because I can't get my shine
So
like
is
that.
that- is
how
it-
do you bring up a conversation like that?
Because if you are you so I'm asking. You didn't ever ask me before. Are you supposed to have a shiny head? Like, is that supposed to be?
I don't
dope?
know.
Is that dope?
I don't know. I'm trying to find out myself.
White
I got
cheddar.
questions.
White cheddar is a shiny high gloss bald head. So is that something to be enamored by, or you coveted? Is that coveted?
You got a bald head. Should it be dull or shiny?
Matt,
That's
I
gonna
like
be my
that.
vote. That's gonna be.
I would.
Yeah.
Well, let's put it this way: if you're on television, it should be dull. If you're in television, but in true
regular
out
life?
and about, normal life,
It should be shiny?
I need people to
glistening,
answer that.
whatever you want to call it. But we have a caller who probably did
I thought
read
shiny
this.
was
Okay.
sweaty.
Oh God, caller, who we talking to?
What up, though?
Moet.
Oh shit!
You
What
ain't
up?
gonna
What up,
catch me.
Lightfoot? What up, Bessie? Seriously though, Moet, you was there and you saw this shit, right? You know what I mean? How shiny was that fucking head, yo?
Man, Kiki, Toe is petty as shit, bro. The lady was like, I make these hats. These are all custom. I was like, oh shit, that joke is cute. She went to go take her hat off, and I looked down at the hat. I was like, oh shit, let me get a picture of this shit. Man, I went to go look up at her head. Tongue was turned the other way. I said, oh my God. I did that. I did the Rick voice. Oh shit.
White man, white cheddar, FYI. Ty Bradby says she likes shiny bald heads. Just an FYI for you, sir.
FYI.
Just some information for you, sir.
The shoe
You know,
wax.
yeah,
What is
shoe
this?
wax. But yo, what is that? BHHR? PJ, what is BHHR?
Bald-headed hoe
What
riders.
is BHHR?
Bald-headed hoe riders.
Bald-headed hoe riders. That's a new club that's coming out. That's a new. They're coming to a town near you. Got to support them. Yo, she
Right,
could
she
have
is
been
the
the
founder of
queen.
that shit.
She should have been the queen. I didn't know that Moet wanted to take pictures with her. Moet got nigga, but the head was shiny, bruh.
I seen the
I was trying
picture,
to take
y'all.
a picture with the hat off.
Yo, so we was out the next day, and you saw she was at the cookout. She had her little tent. She had her hats out. The hats were fire. Let me get this straight. The hats were fire. You know what I mean? But her shit was still shiny, and I know it wasn't from sweat.
She was a little bitty woman. She was a little bitty woman.
I mean, she's not an ugly woman.
No, she was a little. I thought she was small. So petite kind of to me.
Petite, she's a very
in the
petite
picture,
woman.
So it
She wasn't
seemed
a
to
very
me-
petite woman, but the head, I just was nigga. What? This is going to be a national debate for me. I'm gonna make this poll. I need people to sound off like nigga. It's shiny or matte? Are we doing it? Or, you know what I mean? Are we
can
doing
do
gloss
that.
or matte?
We can do gloss. I think it should be
You oil
matte.
your body down.
Thank you,
Chip.
Moet.
Well, yeah, thank you, Moet.
All right.
All right, thank you,
Also,
Moet.
but don't go
What's your word?
nowhere.
Yeah. Chip Chat, actually referring to what we're seeing here, the Queen's funeral parade. Chip says about the Jaguar. He says that the ultimate victory for the colonies, Jaguar is owned by the Indian company Tata.
Okay.
Tata.
Okay. So
Like sounding like tatas. Tatas. Tatas.
thanks, Chip Chat. Thanks.
You know, thanks, Chip Chat, but you know, don't talk to me about my views on her. You know what I mean?
Bruh.
These niggas gotta be tired.
Oh, Chip, he's with you.
See, that's
He's
what I
with
do.
you.
I didn't never.
Why?
I didn't give my personal views. I was just paying respect.
Okay, so
she
Kiki, we got a couple
did.
of me. What's your personal
No,
views?
I'm not. I wouldn't even do that's to me. I can't. She dead. I can't do it. I have to keep that to
My
myself.
personal views.
Come on.
Are they almost? Is she gonna be buried at this castle?
She's going to be.
On her
That's her.
property.
Yeah, that's her last resting place. That's
And
where she's
her
gonna
husband
be.
is there,
Yeah.
and there
So
are
they get put in a mausoleum, or
No, they will be buried. There's a courtyard somewhere.
yeah, the husband is there, whoever else is there, and they have statues of what's his name, the
she a
African,
statue too?
the African, what's his name?
Ooh.
Start with an M. Mandela's, everybody, because he used to come there a lot when he was there on business, and they would have tea. Like, they was good friends. So he has that.
He's not buried there though, is he?
No, just their.
That's just royalty
their,
just buried there.
Yeah, their.
So you can't break on it and piss on her grave.
Their likenesses are there.
I can't piss on their grave
unless you want to get shot.
Damn.
It's the same thing. You can't
Decisions.
look. They got the same coverage. I'm sure the White House got. You want to go to Pennsylvania Avenue and go piss on the White House? Try it.
Except for Nixon.
You can't get to the White House to piss on it.
So I don't think that you can get here.
Damn it.
Because you would pee on the White House, wouldn't you?
All day.
Well, they don't get. I think the last president that got this treatment, so the quote unquote treatment, presidential treatment, was Reagan, and he got buried back in California. So they did the parade thing and everything here.
Yeah.
But then they
take you back to where
they take you back to where you request, and that's.
I don't
To
think
this day, I remember.
He's the last one that died, though, right?
Yeah, he's the last president who officially. No, correct that. Herbert Walker.
Okay.
He died.
Okay.
So.
Oh fuck, man.
Jimmy Carter still alive?
Yeah.
He's the last living oldest
Was president.
Yeah,
around.
He's been here for a
But
while.
I liked him. Did you like him?
Jimmy?
Yeah.
Jimmy.
I think Jimmy
Honestly,
was black.
my dad and I, even when I was a kid, I did like Jimmy Carter.
Okay.
And my dad was just like, you don't know, you're too young. And it's like, no. Based off of what he did afterwards, once he got kicked out by Reagan, he's done a lot more than the 8 years that Reagan did. He did outside being president.
That's when I started paying attention to presidents, because you hear the names and you don't know what they supposed to be doing, but I just knew that presidency stuck out in my head, and then he got some big old black people lips.
Yeah.
And
there's a black person over there walking with them.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, if for those who are not watching, the Royal Guards who usually has those, what you're seeing now, those big cone helmets. When King Charles got proclamated, they removed their hats. And I've never seen them remove his hats. Those guys, you talk about stellar people. These guys do not move.
You see that guy that fainted the other day? He stood there the whole day and he fainted. You can look it up. Look it up online.
Yeah, because I heard that they really stand out there and they don't move.
One guy stayed there for like 30 hours.
And he fainted.
David Beckham, well-known soccer player, and husband to Victoria Posh.
Yeah. Okay, so if I go over there, right, and I come up on the castle, one of them are going to be standing outside? Like that?
Yeah.
They
For
do
real?
not
And they look. They don't look at you. They are face forward.
As much you can take billions of pictures. They will not smile. They will not move their eyes. They will not blink. They will stay there.
Yeah. I don't know why. Who was that Barat? Was that Barat who was being funny and was digging up his nose? And
hold on. They have not met the likes of fucking Tone yet.
They ain't met OC yet.
Ain't met OC yet, nigga.
Look, Barat was being funny. I think it was him or it was National Lampoon's European Vacation, I think. And look, they was digging up the
Yeah.
But those are acting.
Those are acting. But I really want to see. Now I want to go just to stand in front of it and see, you know what I mean? Like, yo, what happens if we get one of the little hood rat bitches to go twerk on the nigga? You know what I mean?
They've done jokes on that too. So,
I mean, I'm just wondering.
Their main objective is to stand guard and don't move.
Okay, so the rest of it, nobody's allowed on these grounds.
The only time they move is when they are changing positions.
Shifts.
Yeah.
Do you know the cleanup that's got to be behind this? That's gonna be a lot of work. That's gonna be a lot of work.
And I think that probably everybody should be off of work today. They
had like over a week morning.
It was like 14 days, or 14 days, something like that.
They did nothing.
They didn't give me shit when Tupac died.
Nah,
I was on my way to work.
Dead.
And when Aaliyah died, allegedly. And when Aaliyah died, they made me go to work.
Yeah, they're gonna make you go to work. Your phone unplugged. Plug that shit back up. Oh, you got some juice. Okay. So Kiki, as we wrap this up today, you know what I mean? Because my whole life is still I'm gonna figure it the fuck out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna figure it out. But Kiki is having a rough time. Her motherboard is on empty. It's been wiped clean.
Please forgive me.
Duchess baby, send me some screenshots, baby. Send me some screenshots.
T-Mac.
T-Mac? Nah, T-Mac ain't. You know what I mean? This nigga Rick said I took off for the Queen. Rick goes to church. Yeah, he did though. He did though. Oh shit, he did. This nigga really did. I don't believe it. Yo, I don't know who the fuck this is. Hold on, let me
Every
see.
business had to close
Hello?
today. It was mandatory. I knew. And no, it's not. Ty, it's not. It is not. It's not. It ain't steals.
who's this?
I'm gonna have to figure it out. Like, so let me get through today. Let me get through today and see what kind of harsh or backlash or go ahead. Let me get through today and see what kind of backlash I get from or fallout or whatever. And I'll tell y'all next week. I can't tell y'all until all this shit goes.
So you're gonna give us a week of speculation.
Yeah, you can speculate.
So
Ty
the
is on
speculation
it.
of the Queen right here.
Dixie said it was a 12 days. It was Dixie Normus mornings. Oh, that's goddamn crazy ass. Hey, niece. She said it was 12 days. They shut down the government to change over the money. Mm-hmm. It's the Queen calling tone. She mad.
Yeah, because they have to. All the pounds will have King Charles III's face.
So when do they change shifts? Like the Charles and
that was already done. That was done like I wouldn't say hours, but usually
today, right?
No, when his coronation will probably be within the next few months because they have to properly. He's already been officially announced as king.
Okay,
but his coronation won't be 4 months later.
Something that we can see.
Yeah, it will be televised.
Okay. Because I know they have they had him in his the chick. What do you call her?
The Queen Escort.
The Queen Escort was sitting atop.
Yeah. That title load is weird. The Queen Escort.
Because that's what it is. Like if you know the history, this is gonna be hilarious till she die.
Yeah. So
that's a come up. That's when the side piece becomes the. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, all these side girls will be. It's like I am the Queen Escort. Now, I don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck you mean?
Yeah,
what
you mean?
You gotta stretch it out too. Cause no, it's a spot. Like, and I'm wondering what. Okay, so as it relates to the son who gave up his title and moved to Florida.
Who, Andrews?
Yes, the son. No. What's Harry? That came over here and started wearing hoochie daddy shorts and all that. His wife know how to twerk, all that. So now what happens with them now that she's dead?
The succession is this. Charles is now king. William's next. Then his 3 kids. Since Andrews was supposed to be next, but he's been denounced. So after Harry's 3 kids is Harry. So after William's 3 kids, it's Harry. Then after Harry, it's Archie, and then whoever Archie's siblings.
So is he planning on coming back? Because they left because they was beefing with the mom.
No,
right?
the only time he would officially come back is when something happens to William and his kids. So that's the only official time. As of right now, he denounced his royaltiness and all that stuff. Unless the only official reason for him to come back is something happening to William and his kids.
Okay, so he staying on South Beach and hoochie daddy shorts.
Yeah. Harry chilling. But didn't the king have a brother that was wrapped up in some fucked up shit?
Yeah, he's been denounced. He's Queen Elizabeth before. He's been denounced. He's on the outs. Yeah.
So where all their money come from?
They've had. Well, I mean,
old money.
Yeah, they have. You talk about old money. That's like,
What do they do to?
What they work? Well, mind you, some of them do have actual quote unquote jobs.
They claim the fame
within the government or governmental positions, but officially, technically, they don't really work.
Yeah, because they got the biggest jewels and all this other shit. Everything is jewels out, laid out. These niggas got big bread.
They said from slavery. Quran said from slavery.
Bingo! Look!
I mean, like I said, you talk about old money.
Old money.
Yeah, but that old money turned into something. They still generating. There's money still coming in some type of way. They do whatever the fuck they want.
Within the country. So if you think of it, mind you see all those,
So they
medieval
crooks.
movies and stuff like that. That's how collecting
So
taxes
Moet
and
said
stuff.
Prince William's son's net worth is $1 billion. Where'd it come from?
I mean, that's country. I mean, that's based off the country's.
They stole all that.
Monique said they stole
it. They stole it. These niggas are some thieves. You know
All
what I mean?
these Jews are stolen from other nations. All those Jews.
I know your niggas is tired of walking right
They
now. I
had
can
that
tell you
land
that
before
much.
time. They look. I don't know what kind of shoes.
No, they've been sitting. No, they've. I mean,
They
mind
didn't
you,
walk the whole time.
They by because.
They only walked for a
Yeah,
couple
only
months.
walked in a short time, so it's like only been like 3 minutes.
I'm watching because I couldn't have been the hearse driver. I'd have been like, yo, what is he listening to in there? Yo, what kind of music is he listening to in that joint? You know what I mean? Couldn't have me as a hearse driver. You know what I mean? Nigga, I'm about to have the music blasting in that joint. Yo, Queen.
I
you
know,
know what I mean?
and I know he got a Charlie horse because he look your foot back because you ain't on the gas. He's just rolling. I'm sure.
I'm telling you, I'm sitting in that car and I'm gonna have that music bumping. You know what I mean? She dead. These niggas said somebody said dead silence. Damn it. Damn you.
Probably
You know what I mean?
Snoop.
You know what I mean? Yo, so now I changed. I want to be my hearse. I wanted the motorcycle hearse, but now I
want
need
the Jaguar?
a Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Oh, let me show you a picture.
Jaguar.
I think I have a picture for you.
They should have look.
Yo, is that
somebody-
hat heavy on their head?
It can be.
And what's the difference between the sizes? You see their difference. The one in the front. Got
It's based
he's
off
the leader.
its size and shape.
Size does matter.
Yes. So here's the hearse that you were talking about.
Look at it. See?
That is
It
the
looks
hearse.
short here. It looks short here. It's a little bigger.
No, it's the same thing. It's because that's her.
No,
maggot
actually,
infested.
this is a little
The king?
longer. This is a little
Show-
longer.
Or
But-
somebody different. It looks the same.
yeah, it looks the same.
It's the
right?
same.
Show the
No, this is the same one.
show the stretch joint. The stretch jag.
It's the same shit. It's the same
Oh,
shit.
you want it like a regular hearse?
no,
show
that's,
it.
that's
No,
it.
it's a stretch
No, it's
jag.
the same one. It's the same one.
But show the stretch jag that the family is in. Can you?
That's the same one.
That's the same one. It's the same shit.
Oh, you mean just a regular Jag?
Yeah.
Oh, regular.
No,
oh, okay.
no, they in a limo.
Oh, I
The
know
family-
what now. I know.
Now
what
they
you're
in a
trying-
Jag limo?
Yes, that's what I was telling you. Yes.
Well, hold on. I know.
But
what you-
Jaguar's some shit. They make shitty cars. Their motors is crap.
Maybe not that year. They only got to go a
Maybe
mile
not
up the
that
road.
Yo, they been going more than a mile.
That's all they needed.
I'm
more.
telling you. And that driver been sitting there the whole time like that.
Look at the back, Tone.
Yo.
Look how far.
Yes. You know what I mean? Look, it couldn't have been me.
Oh,
I've
they
been in
have
that joint
Jaguar
bumping.
limousines.
I would have been bumping like this, nigga. Like, yo,
Yeah,
what up, my
no.
nigga? Spark
They
that
got-
doobie
And
up.
guess what? The Europeans
That's a
don't have
doobie.
out there. The Europeans ain't got no chairs out there because niggas, we would have had chairs. We would have had a grill. We would have had a cooler. Cause look,
Then I had a live DJ and everything. Let's get this shit started right. She coming through. Nigga, everybody get your shots ready. They taking shots.
for the queen, y'all pouring shit out on the curb.
That's a funny looking dog. What the fuck? Why his ears like that? That nigga heard her coming from.
Those are
College.
Those were her dogs?
Or not? I think the remaining set because they are not her original dogs.
She said Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yo, nigga. Box. You know what I mean? It would have been crazy in there. It would have been Bone Thugs and Tupac blasting the whole time down the road, nigga. Holla at me.
So, here's a Jag.
So is
Jag
this a
limo.
castle?
That's a Jag
So,
limo.
Yeah.
so we're looking at, is that a nigga? Why you got all the medals on your chest, nigga? You ain't in the military.
And they said Harry
Actually,
couldn't.
he was. Well, officially he is. So they do get medals.
Okay. So is this the castle they live at?
Huh?
What is this castle?
Yeah, that is Windsor Castle.
God damn, that's a big motherfucker, yo.
Yep. That's where, Andrews. I remember the.
Oh, there's my man Harry in the back. Look, fix your shit, nigga.
They
Fix
wouldn't
your, he
let-
got, he got to pull his pants up, get his swag
Look,
on.
and they would not let him wear the outfit. He had the
military.
The military.
But he's not in because royalty wears that. So, but he's
So they're going to take her back there and they're going to put her in the ground. You know what I mean? Now, she getting buried next to her husband, right?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, y'all. I was just a little ignorant.
We all into it. So if y'all looking at it, y'all can see what we're talking. Look how big that is.
What else would we be having at this funeral if black people were out front? What else would black people be
Barbecue.
doing? Barbecue?
The truck. The
Yo,
truck would have been out
somebody
there.
would have been out there selling these motherfucking drinks.
Yes.
Nigga.
Yes.
Yo, it would have been Blue and what's her face? And Brent out there, B&B libations, nigga. Scooter out there with Scooter Juice. Nigga, I got Scooter Juice. It's special. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The Queen's last ride is the drink, nigga. God damn
It
it.
said weed, Henny, some tree.
You know what I mean?
The working senior royals can wear the uniform dress. Oh, okay.
They had the practice.
T-shirts. They would be selling
They will be
T-shirts.
yes. You know what I mean?
They
This is the question for today.
I wonder if anybody got her shirt. They name her like rest in peace.
Somebody did it though. Nigga, you know, niggas would have did that shit. That's the thing. You know what I mean?
There'll be
Niggas
one
would've did
person who will misspell Elizabeth.
that. Right, exactly. You know what I mean?
He said they're gonna have a sound
did you
competition.
remember that?
Oh,
did you
shit.
remember that episode of Martin when him and Bruntman went to the concert to try to sell his t-shirts? They do that shit at the Work Queen's wedding. Like, who is that?
They said somebody auntie gonna be making plates for the family.
Yo, she Blue said, yeah, we gonna get lit anywhere. Yeah, Blue
Body oil and
Blue will be
incense.
dragging that cooler around talking about B&B libations. I got what you need.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Lord.
You gotta try the motherfucking Queen is dead joint. You know what I mean? She gonna have all kind of names. I'm telling you, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do.
So do they have repass?
Say again?
Is there gonna be repass?
Is there a repass?
A repass?
Yeah.
No. This is one time.
You don't go eat at the house?
They not niggas. They not doing
Is
nigga
repass
shit.
is that a nigga thing?
Huh?
That's a black people thing?
It's
A repass?
I don't know. You know what I mean? I guess white people do it too. They have a repass, but they may call
They
it something
pers-
different.
Maybe they
You know what I
personal
mean?
own.
Really, nigga?
Yo, I'm just trying to understand.
They say OD with the hookah set up.
OD will be out there with the hookah. Pull up and yo.
And OD gonna ride all the way to Europe.
OD gonna ride across the pond on his 14 and set up and be like, get at me. I got it. I got you. Yo. No, man. Look. Yo, it's going to be lit out there. Never let black people come to your funeral. This is the things they going to do. They going to make it a whole, yo. Nigga, you ain't got no repass food? You know what I mean? Somebody going to pull up and have the whole joint lit. Yeah, I'm saying we've been sitting here watching this all morning as we've been doing this. You know what I mean?
Not
But,
realizing it's another fine Monday.
it's another fine Monday. You know what I mean? With black royalty, I want to see how black royalty. Yo, so God forbid the day come when Obama die. I want to see how his funeral go. That's gonna be some nigga shit.
We won't be alive when Obama. He's gonna live forever.
He's gonna live forever.
Yeah.
If I'm happy to hear to see it, I'm telling you, we pulling up and we setting that shit off right. You know what I mean?
Okay.
All right. It's Monday. Real Talk Uncensored. I'm Tone.
I'm Kiki.
See
Oh
y'all
my
next
God.
week. Peace. Get your life together. Yo.